and ethical oversight and nuanced decision making. So in nutshell, the key is not replacement, right? AI is not going to replace, but it will reallocate, moving from human talent, from transactional duties to higher value strategic initiative wherein creativity and human insight are indispensable. Mean that the human resource, any talent, if it is getting redundant from the repetitive function, will have opportunity to develop himself for other function, right? As we know that, you know, we use hardly 5% of our brain for our memory or for doing the work. Or say, I would say, any individual, me or you, are also a AI. हम लोग भी यही है, because we are working based upon the data fed into our system right from beginning by virtue of DNA, by virtue of socialization, whatever thought process or belief system are generated within us. We work on that thought process or a belief system. So we are also living AI. We do our work based upon the data fed in us. But we have to come out of this and see that how best we can utilize our brain, for making the best decision, for doing the meaningful work. So nobody is going to be redundant. If it is going to be redundant, they are going to reallocate the work, new work. They will use their brain for another important work, right? So the fear is irrelevant. The repetitive work, which is going to be a obsolete function, so all those guys will apply their mind, reskill them for another work, right? So today is a human resource function is ahead of AI, but maybe after 30 years, the AI will be ahead of human resource function. But the intelligent use of human resource will always remain in existence. That I can assure you. So this is what I was, thinking to, share my thought process, and I would request any one of you have any question. I would like to definitely give a proper response to you. And any question is still left out of the mind, no, you can take my number or my mail ID. You can approach to me at any point of time subsequently also. So I thought I must take this session, step by step, right from conceptual stage to the application of these function into present system, into the corporate system, and this is what the application of AI into the human resource function and talent acquisition function and training and development function. I just thought to make it very simple and very relevant with the industries. So thank you so much, ma'am. Any question you may please ask to me. I'll be more than happy to reply.
Sir, as you have mentioned that AI is helping us in training and recruitment,
Yeah.
how can yes, sir, how can biasness be a hinder to it?
Bias it will not be there, because when we are doing resume, we don't know ABCD. AI do not know ABCD. Who is who? So AI gives the only the selected resume as per our direction. They don't know who is who. Maybe I may be rejected sometime by AI. Because it's a purely application of AI, wherein human factor is not at all there. Nobody is doing this. Whatever instructions are fed, No, shortlisting is done as per the factors.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, ma'am.
I have a question.
Please,
Sir,
please.
to what extent AI-based decisions are correct? To what extent it is the decisions which we take based on the results shown by AI, to what extent they are correct?
They are correct to the extent there is a logic behind this. There is a logic to reason out, right? Why? Because it is a data-driven approach, right? And I would say I would like to quote one example. There was a patient who was running from one doctor to another, and he has collected the databases or the prescription of his father. He's after running pillar to the post, he has given all prescription to the AI. What AI has done, AI has come out with the reasoning and identified a disease which was not even in the mind of doctors also. And once the AI has given the disease name, and based upon this, the doctor was also happy that whatever his chase for the disease was there, it was resolved by AI. So AI gives the database decision, and sometimes the wherein human interface has a limitation. So AI helps to that extent.
But sir, in teaching, in education sector, like by use of more and more artificial intelligence,
Yeah.
the students are becoming very weak. Their analytical skills and various other skills, it is being degraded day by day. So to what
But,
extent? Yes, sir.
okay. See, if skill will not exist, why they should have skill? Mean that no, there was a skill of typewriting, right? A person used to learn typewriting from younger stage to 60 years. He used to do typewriting only, and he was known that ये तो type babu है. But time has come, तो type का requirement ही नहीं है. We don't have that skill. So why that skill is required if it is obsolete, right? So many skills over a period of time are redundant or not useful today. Meaning, therefore, many designations are vanishing. जो supervisors होते थे और जिनको गवर्नमेंट सेक्टर में ओवरसीयर बोलते थे, there is no overseer today. There is no supervisor today in the industry, right? There is no executive assistant. PA system होता था, एक MD के साथ में दो PA चलते थे, वो किस सिस्टम खत्म हो गया. So this is going assistant. No, जो Siri, मेरे को ये चाहिए. So Siri is doing everything today, right? So if that skill is not required in the times to come, see, even if they are weak, has no meaning today, right? So we have to reskill and reach to that, develop those skills which are required in present time. So what is happening? जो स्किल हमको आज चाहिए वो स्किल 10 साल के बाद पुराना हो जाएगा. जो हमें 10 साल के बाद चाहिए होगा वो 10 साल के बाद फिर पुराना हो जाएगा. तो any individual has to reskill continuous basis, right? So today there used to be MBBS doctor, but today you won't find MBBS doctor. Most of the doctors are MS and further studying further because it's the time of specialization. So average people will not be required, and only specialists will stay in the times to come, right? So any person doing the work, like जैसे B.Ed कर लिया लोगों ने, है ना? तो B.Ed has no meaning today. मेरे पास बहुत सारे लोग आते हैं, B.Ed कर लिया होता है, HR के लिए, जॉब के लिए आ रहे हैं, बोल रहे हैं हमने B.Ed कर लिया. क्यों किया? कि साहब हमको कोई कोर्स मिला नहीं, चलो B.Ed में एडमिशन ले लें. टीचर तो बन ही जाते हैं. तो जो टीचर बनना या प्रोफेसर बनना जो कि समाज में सबसे लास्ट प्रोफेशन में मानते हैं, वो एक्चुअली में सबसे पहला होना चाहिए. ठीक है? तो कहने का मतलब ये है कि हमको जो स्किल आज चाहिए, हमको उसी पे ही ज्यादा फोकस करना है, और जो स्किल 10 साल के बाद चाहिए होगा, हमें उसके लिए तैयार रहना है ना? तो मैंने अभी बहुत सारे लोगों ने ऐसे, तो हम जैसे कंप्यूटर आया तो बहुत सारे लोगों का मैथमेटिक्स ही गड़बड़ गया, है ना। एक लेमैन, अभी आप परचूने की दुकान पे जाएंगे, उसको आप राशन मांगेंगे तो फटाफट कैलकुलेट कर देगा। और एक हम यंग बच्चे से, नो बीटेक बच्चे से बोलेंगे कि तुम थोड़ा कैलकुलेट करके दो, जी वो बिना कैलकुलेटर के नहीं करेगा। आई हैव सीन इन कंपनी में, आई वाज विद वन ऑफ द कंपनी, अभी नाम नहीं लूंगा, तो उस कंपनी में मैंने देखा कि लोग लैपटॉप पे भी कैलकुलेट कर रहे हैं, और उस लैपटॉप की कैलकुलेशन को चेक करने के लिए वो कैलकुलेटर से चेक कर रहे हैं। देन आई वाज हैप्पी, मैंने कहा यार ये क्या हो रहा है। वो लैपटॉप की कैलकुलेशन जो है कैलकुलेटर से चेक कर रहे हैं। तो उनको पूछा मैंने कहा भाई क्यों, ये तो हमको कंप्यूटर में एक्सपर्टी नहीं है, इसलिए हम कैलकुलेटर से चेक कर रहे हैं। So these people are there. There are people of this kind. No, they are not upskilling. Therefore, वो वही के वहीं खड़े रह जाते हैं। फिर बोलते हैं हमारा प्रमोशन नहीं हुआ, साहब हमारा इंक्रीमेंट नहीं हुआ। भैया तुमको यहाँ नौकरी चल रही है, यही बहुत है। आप लैपटॉप को रिवैलिडेट करने के लिए आप कैलकुलेटर का इस्तेमाल करते हो, बताइए। तो कहने का मतलब ये है कि टाइम हैज चेंज, वेयर एंड यू हैव टू चेंज योर स्किल। और जो स्किल अभी नहीं चाहिए होगी वो नहीं चाहिए होगी, है ना। आने के बाद जो हमको जो ना, एज ऑन नाउ यू सी दैट एज पर द नीड, पहले हम इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स एंड मैकेनिकल दो स्ट्रीम होती थी, अब वो खत्म हो रहा है, अब मैकाट्रॉनिक हो गया। ठीक है, आज की डेट में डीएनए इंजीनियर्स चाहिए हमको, टिश्यू इंजीनियर्स चाहिए, डेटा एनालिटिक्स चाहिए, डेटा साइंटिस्ट चाहिए। तो जो नीड है आज की डेट में वो डेटा साइंटिस्ट की है, टिश्यू इंजीनियर्स की है, नो डीएनए इंजीनियर्स की चाहिए, हमको जेनेटिक इंजीनियर चाहिए। तो थिंग्स आर चेंजिंग। तो जो स्किल हमको आज चाहिए उसके लिए तैयार रहना है, जो 10 साल के लिए चाहिए 10 साल बाद चाहिए उसको भी उसके लिए तैयारी करनी है। जो स्किल नहीं चाहिए उसको हमको भूल जाना चाहिए। ठीक है, आई होप आई रिप्लाई टू।
थैंक यू सर, आपने जो बताया उससे मैं सहमत हूँ। बट सर मेरा ये क्वेश्चन है कि जैसे आजकल के स्टूडेंट्स हैं, है ना,
हाँ
उनको एक नॉर्मल एप्लीकेशन नहीं लिख पाते हैं, तो
हम्म,
वो एआई का यूज करके एप्लीकेशन लिख रहे हैं। लेकिन कहीं ना कहीं क्या ये एप्लीकेशन लिखने के उनका स्किल जो है, कोई ऐसे लिखना है, कोई क्वेश्चन का आंसर लिखना है, तो वो एआई का यूज कर रहे हैं। तो इससे कहीं ना कहीं उनका जो स्किल है, उनका जो एनालिटिकल एबिलिटी है, उनका जो क्रिटिकल एनालिसिस एबिलिटी है, कहीं ना कहीं ये अफेक्ट नहीं हो रहा है क्या?
आप सही कह रहे हैं मैम। क्या है कि हमको स्टेप बाय स्टेप ही आपको ग्रो करना चाहिए। ठीक है ना, अभी जिन बच्चों ने डायरेक्ट एआई देखा है ना, तो उनको तो लिखने का पता ही नहीं है। नाउ आई नो दैट,
एग्जैक्टली।
आई नो, मेरा एक कलीग सबॉर्डिनेट होता था, तो मैंने उसको बोला एक चार्जशीट लिख कराओ। तो वो गया और इमिडिएटली 5 मिनट के बाद चार्जशीट ले आया। मैंने कहा ये कैसे इतनी जल्दी कर लिया। तो मनम भाई, पर वो बताया कि सर वो एआई से कर दिया। ठीक है, इट टुक हार्डली 5 मिनट। तो क्योंकि दैट स्किल इज मिसिंग। ठीक है, बट क्या है, अगेन आई एम टेलिंग, हर एआई हेल्प्स यू फॉर मेकिंग प्रोसेस फास्टर, बट आपको ब्रेन अपना ही लगाना पड़ेगा। ठीक है, तो वही मैं कह रहा हूँ कि ह्यूमन ब्रेन विल ऑलवेज बी रिक्वायर्ड। नो, इट दिस एआई कैन ओनली हेल्प यू reducing टाइम इन प्रोसेसिंग। ठीक है, जैसे आपको रिफ्रेश करना है ना, आपको वर्ड में आज कोई पर्टिकुलर जानकारी निकालनी है तो आपको 2 मिनट लगेगा, तो जबकि आपको बुक्स लेना पड़ता। तो इट कैन मेक यू लिटिल फास्टर, बट एट द एंड ऑफ द डे एप्लीकेशन ऑफ माइंड इज रिक्वायर्ड। ठीक है।
थैंक यू सर।
गुड इवनिंग सर। गुड इवनिंग सर।
गुड इवनिंग।
सर, जैसे आपने एक पॉइंट रखा कि ट्रेनिंग्स में जो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन होते हैं वो इन्वेस्टमेंट कम करना चाह रहे हैं आजकल, तो क्या आपको ऐसा लगता है कि एआई की जो हेल्प रिक्रूटमेंट बेसिस हो रहा है तो वो कॉम्प्रोमाइज हो जाएगा? जैसे अभी एक बात हो रही थी कि स्टूडेंट्स जो हैं वो डिपेंडेंसी उनकी बहुत ज्यादा है एआई पे, तो
हाँ
सिमिलर पैटर्न पे अगर एचआर रिक्रूटर्स भी जो हैं वो ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस नहीं रख रहे हैं, जैसे आपने एक पॉइंट ये भी रखा कि कुछ डेजिग्नेशंस अब वहां पे से हट गए हैं, कोई पर्सन है ही नहीं वहां, तो क्या ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस अपनी कॉस्ट कटिंग करने के लिए एआई की जो प्रोसेस है रिक्रूट करने की, उसके वजह से क्या क्रीमी पर्सन्स को कहीं ना कहीं कॉम्प्रोमाइज कर सकती है? क्योंकि कहीं ना कहीं एरर तो होगा, आप बोल रहे हैं ह्यूमन इंटरफेरेंस जरूरी है एक पॉइंट पे चेक ऑन करने के लिए?
See, I would share. There are three type of people in any of the organization. ठीक है? One is 10% people are proactive, right? In any of the organization, the 10% people are proactive who feel work is a worship, right? And 80% people are passenger. They feel they are they are following.
Yes,
And third,
exactly.
they are the follower basically. Only 10% people are draggers. They feel why to walk. If company is not removing, if company is not letting them go, or company is not removing them, why to work? So 10% people who are proactive will always be in demand. They will always be in demand. They will never be, they will never be redundant. They will never be thrown out. They'll be always relevant because they are proactive. The people who are not proactive, they will remain only followers. Hello.
Satyanarayan sir, please mute yourself.
Fine, I think I given to you the right answer. Hello.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome, welcome. Any question, sir? Any question, ma'am?
Any query who wants to pose? Any other participant who want to ask any question? So I had a very small question that is about when AI evaluate candidate who speak English as a second language, and how do we separate communication skill from cognitive abilities and cultural expression style? Many of the candidates who are coming from Jammu and Kashmir to me, so being not having fluency in English, they have the cultural impact on that. Do you find this is a challenge for to have AI evaluation for those candidates?
I think very good question you asked. There are two aspects of it. One is the language. Language has never been a problem in the recruitment process, right? And second is the cultural fit. There are tools like NLP and the psychometric testing. There are AI powered system wherein the candidate is checked by assessment system by virtue of AI, and to know that whether person is culturally fit. So NLP and the psychometric testing does this cultural fit test. This once it is over, then next part is the language. Language has never been issue, right? I will share one beautiful example of my live case. I was invited as a head of the HR. I was with ILNFS as a AVP HR for group. I was invited by one of the university and one of very prestigious university at Raipur. I would not like to name them. And they were behind me. Mr. Kaushal, आप आ जाइएगा, हमारे को बहुत जरूरी है. On there was almost last 1 month से हमारा बात चल रहा था. So I thought, why not? Since they are with all due respect, they are inviting. I went to them, Raipur, right? There was a long queue of the students, for the interview process as well as for written test, right? We conducted interview and we conducted written test. And after this written test, all those boys, girls came to us. I announced to them they can talk in Hindi, they can talk in English, right? And their selection was not based upon the language, their selection based upon the basically the skill. Now difficulty कहाँ आता है? Difficulty जो interviewer होता है, वो इतना इंग्लिश बोलना सीख जाता है, वो हिंदी भूल जाता है.
True.
So instead that
Very
instead the interviewer should be expert. There are two skill which is called BEI, behavioral anchored interview system.
right.
So one, and second is the interviewer should ask the language or question in the local language also, preferably Hindi. So
Very true.
मैंने उनसे पूछा बीटेक के स्टूडेंट से मैंने पूछा कि बेटा, वो बोल रहे हैं कि हमको ना इंग्लिश में नहीं आता है इंटरव्यू देना, हमको हिंदी में आता है। मैंने कहा ठीक है बताइए, आप तापमान और ऊष्मा में क्या फर्क है, हीट और टेम्परेचर में क्या फर्क है,
True, true.
तो ऊष्मा और तापमान में क्या फर्क है, या
Right.
हथौड़े कितने प्रकार के होते हैं, आप उनका मेरे को वर्गीकरण बताइएगा
Right.
कि आपको जो हैमर है वो कितने क्लासिफिकेशन क्या है। तो आई कैन वेरी वेल आस्क इन द लोकल लैंग्वेज एंड आई
Yeah.
पिक्ड अप वेरी गुड कैंडिडेट्स। ऐसा नहीं है कि वहां से आई पिक्ड अप वेरी गुड कैंडिडेट। ओनली थिंग क्या है कि हमारे यूनिवर्सिटी कॉलेजेस में इशू क्या है कि वी डोंट ट्रेन देम फॉर फेसिंग द इंटरव्यू। उनको हम इंटरव्यू फेस करने के लिए नहीं मेहनत करते। सपने तो दिखाते हैं कि तुमको रिलायंस ले जाएगा,
Right.
लेकिन उस रिलायंस में ले जाने के लिए हम उसको मेहनत नहीं करते हैं, और कई बार स्टूडेंट तैयार नहीं होता है। आई वुड से अनदर एग्जांपल, वन स्टूडेंट अप्रोच टू मी कि सर मैं आपको बड़ी मुश्किल से आप तक पहुंचा हूँ, मेरे को बहुत मुश्किल पड़ी, आप बड़ी मुश्किल तक आपको पहुंचाओ, मेरे को सेलेक्ट कर लीजिए, नहीं तो सर मैं ये कर लूंगा। भाई क्या, तो पूछा भाई आपको क्या प्रॉब्लम है, कि मेरे को तो एक बार रेस्टिकेट हो गया था, है ना, इसलिए मेरे को इंटरव्यू के लिए नहीं भेज रहे थे सर, बड़ी मुश्किल से मैं आपके लिए पहुंचे हूँ।
Okay.
I really liked his honesty
Yeah.
and I liked his honesty and given them offer then and there। ठीक है, आपको कोई नहीं रख रहा, हम लोग रखेंगे आपको। तो ये आपका उनका रिटन टेस्ट क्लियर हो गया था, तो वी अपॉइंटेड दैट पर्सन आल्सो। ठीक है,
All right.
तो इट इज नॉट दैट कि हम उसको फेस वैल्यू पे देते हैं। यदि इंटरव्यू किसी का रिटन टेस्ट अच्छा हो गया है और तो उसका ठीक है डिफिकल्टी आ सकती है, तो उसको रीजनल लैंग्वेज बेस पे भी हमने रखा हुआ है। ठीक है, तो ऐसा नहीं है। तो टू अगेन कम बैक टू योर आंसर, देयर आर टू एस्पेक्ट, one is language which is never been a barrier so long the person is functionally expert, functionally knowledgeable, उसको अपने सब्जेक्ट की नॉलेज होना चाहिए। ठीक है,
Right.
उस पर दिक्कत नहीं आनी चाहिए। वन नंबर टू अपना उसका टेस्टिंग का कल्चरल फिट के लिए देयर आर टू असेसमेंट टूल which is AI powered, which does the testing for the cultural fit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's very well said. If we can have NLP empowered tools that will work definitely for that. So because जो cultural shift है, जो cultural expression है, that we can read the very well answered. Thank you so much. For such a good deliberations. I think the participants might have enjoyed fully the session. The way sir has given from a real life examples and slowly taking them that how AI is gradually shifting our recruitment procedures. And I'm very much sure that they have truly benefited out of it. And we are so thankful to you on behalf of ST College, Hoshiarpur, and AICT Atal Academy. We are remain indebted to you, sir, for such a wonderful session. And I feel the participants, they were asking the question, and you have make them so much comfortable so that they can put their queries. And I always feel that that particular session is the best one, where we develop critical thinking in the participants, and they ask the questions. That is very much important.
So
over to you. Yes, sir.
Any question is still
Yes, sir.
left? No, I can still pick up the question. I have no issue.
All right, all right. So anyone who wants to have any query, I guess we, that is, again, Afsan is writing that I'm also from Raipur. Our first language is Hindi. We always use terminology in English, but for explanation, we use Hindi. So No doubt.
I will tell the ma'am, the institute name is Rungta Group of Institution,
Right.
where I
Right.
was invited, and the students were very plain, very simple. The
Right.
difficulty was that the student came to us कि सर हमको हिंदी में जो टेक्निकल चीजें हमको हिंदी में पढ़ा हुआ है, हमने हमारे साथ में दिक्कत है, हम इंग्लिश में कैसे बताएं।
Yeah.
हमने कहा कोई बात नहीं, आप हमको अपने फिजिक्स को, अपनी केमिस्ट्री को हिंदी में ही बताइएगा, हम आपसे बिल्कुल हिंदी में ही बात करेंगे। और
Right.
रूंगटा ग्रुप ऑफ इंस्टीट्यूशन से हमने बहुत बच्चे उठाए, and we didn't find, because ultimately we are in India, so
Yeah.
language should not be a barrier.
Yes.
When we are doing, we are taking a skill as a first priority. So if person is skillful, language is only the once is a method of transformation from idea to the respondent. I would say though. So it is only a method of transformation through media, nothing else. So if knowledge is there, then there is no difficulty in the candidate.
Very true, sir. That is again, now no doubt we need to emphasize on making the students industry ready. And for that, the most important technical skills are required. So that is again the challenge in front of us, that how we need to make the student industry ready. That's why we always like to collaborate with the industrialist so that we can give to the students according to the industry.
Ma'am, I'll give you two thought process to you, or not even two, anybody whomsoever is learning, whomsoever is available.
Right.
I will give two thought process. That is practical thought process which is existing, right?
Yeah.
With my experience, right? One thought process is pick up a organization or institute, pick up any organization, like JK Tire, and ILFS, any big corporate,
Right.
wherein you want to place your candidate, right?
Right.
Approach to them, and make your BTech industry savvy or industrial ready.
Yeah.
You have to change last semester as per the industrial need.
True.
So
True.
for what you have to do, you have to collaborate with the industry,
Yeah.
and industry will adopt the university. Industry will adopt to your university or college.
Yes.
This adoption process is going on. So I have done adoption with
Right.
adoption. I have adopted university also.
That's wonderful.
I have adopted college also. I have adopted ITI institute also,
Wow.
right? So adoption at three places wherein the students are taught the subject of a industry. This is one. Number two, you can take up the industrial problem to your institute, resolve to them, and take the money from the industry.
Wonderful.
You take note down their pain area. You can do analysis,
Yeah.
right? After analysis, give them the solution and take the money from the institution, right? The company will give you the money, right?
Yeah.
Third, I will say there is one of the university, wherein on the advisory board, that university has opened a workshop, right? So any auto or auto, three-wheeler, four-wheeler, two-wheeler, anybody is passing, getting bogged down, getting getting disturbed or getting bogged down, not able to further. What they are doing, they are going to the university, and the BTech electronics, BTech mechanical, diploma mechanical people or automobile engineers are repairing those vehicles and charging money for the repair, and they are enriching their practical experiences. So college university is taking money, or rather they have opened their own workshop. They are getting money also, and the commuters are paying happily to the university for repairing their college, they're repairing their vehicle on the spot. So this is what many things on many, I have also done one this, we have outsourced our R&D to a university.
Wow, that's very nice.
R&D to is the university, and university is getting money from the government.
Yeah.
They are getting, no, see, government is paying money to the colleges for setting up the R&D center. So how the university is getting benefit from the government, and
Wonderful.
private industry, they are outsourcing their R&D to a academic center.
Wonderful.
So it is up to you how you take maximum benefit out of the
So,
corporate.
so
The corporate is always there.
very true, very true. Even there are so many, initiatives which are taken during NEP only. For all the undergraduate students, we have recommended to have an internship in their programs. So internship to have a, no doubt there is internshala also of NPTEL and many other. Yesterday I only attended one of the principals meet. In that, we were recommended that to have as much possibilities and opportunities for the students so that we can have different NGOs even involve also them for getting the student to have internship. For different organizations, some companies. Even our college is a very much management-oriented college. We are that BCom, MCom, and BBA students. For them, even to tie up with some CA. So that will also suffice their purpose if they want to have just a certificate at undergrad level. Same for the like we have the after undergraduate certificate, they can go for diploma, and third they for degree. But all in these three phases, they must need to go for internship. So that is again NEP at what they are emphasizing, that making them future ready and have the skills to be self-sufficient.
Ma'am, as of now, I am needing approximately 1,000. I have got 1,000 vacancy for the industry for the 10th pass or say graduate who are English speaking. So a student who are English speaking graduate is English speaking undergraduate. You can forward their CV to me. I will place them in the MNCs and multinational company and Indian company. I am dar in the need of such people who feel they are not getting job, but I am feeling that I am not getting a student.
Oh, we will be too much humbled. We will definitely share our students' resume. Niharika is asking for the presentation. If you could share, you just share with us. We will share with the participants. Thank you, Niharika.
I will share this. I will share. You can share with me your mail ID. I will share the presentation. It is meant for all of us.
Curriculum is framed as per market requirement. But again,
if sir is comfortable, could you please share with us the sir's email ID as well as sir's contact number?
Yeah. My mail ID you can note down. My mail ID is bhupendra.kaushal. You can write it down. bhupendra.kaushal1984.
Sir, can we have it in the chat box?
I can.
Because I don't have anything to note down, sir.
I am typing, ma'am. I am typing.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
The bhupendra.kaushal.
Yeah.
BHUPENDRA.kaushal1984 right? Yeah. And my number is 88260 36274. 88260 36274. Right? So you any 27 is it
274, not 1. It's 4.
Yeah, 88260
274. Ending with 4.
So I'm now looking, 88260 36274. Right? I'm looking for a the student or 12th pass or graduate who are good in English speaking. And then you can send CVs. Maybe you can send 100 CV, 200 CV, 300 CV. I have no issue. All of them will be placed very soon. right?
That's very nice. That's very
So,
nice. So
right.
nice of you, sir.
Ma'am,
And
may I request all the participants also to turn on their camera so that we can have pic with our resource person?
So, Swati, Bindu, requesting all of you, ma'am and sir, to be on webcam. Dr. Swati Mehra, we can't see you right now. Yeah. Swati, if you could be on webcam. Dr. Satyanarayan. Many of the participants are not clicking on their webcam, requesting everyone to be on webcam, please. And we are very much happy to see the lovely and smiling faces. Nitika ma'am, I hope you have taken the clicks.
Yes, ma'am. Done.
Right. So because we have 5 consecutive, series to take snapshot. I think you have clicked on everyone. So anyone want to give their observation of today's session? They are open for that also. Anyone want to say something about the session? You're most welcome.
yes, please.
Yeah.
I'll be more than happy to hear.
Before we depart, so we are going to have now another session at 7:30. So with us, Dr. Pratik Bhatia is joining with us from US.
Okay.
So he is deliberating on how we can have the working on Python and also on adopting different AI tools like AI powered learning analytics and student performance prediction with the help of AI. So in this particular program, we have the combination of both education sector uses AI as well as in boardrooms.
Very nice.
So the title of the FDP is Mastering AI for Classroom to Boardrooms.
Wonderful.
So we are making our faculty members to have a good experience of AI uses in both classroom as well as to teach some technical skills to the students.
Very good. Very good.
So we are again highly indebted for you, sir. Thank you so much for interacting. And really it was wonderful session. And we were very much comfortable in asking the question and getting replies from you. And we are highly obliged for the same.
Same
Over
here.
to you, Nick.
Same here. Same.
Over to you, Nisha, ma'am.
Good morning. Good evening, Savita ma'am. Am I audible?
Oh, Pratik, sir, you're here. Good evening.
Yeah.
Very much good evening.
Really.
So
Yeah,
wonderful. I think it's wonderful morning at your end.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Good
So
evening.
we have another resource person with us, Dr. Bhupender Kaushal.
Yeah.
And
Good
he's the
evening, sir.
director
Hi, good evening.
of HR and Company. We have just ended up his session. He has given his thoughts on AI-driven human resource management and television.
Good, sir. Good. I'm sure it would be a wonderful session.
Yes, no doubt. And we were eagerly and exciting for you also. The moment we can have the quick response from the participants if they want to have bio break or start the session. We have the answer in the chat box. They want to have quick continue with the session. Okay. All are saying start.
So, should I introduce?
Yes, ma'am. You continue. Over to you.
So, first of all, on the behalf of all participants, sir, Bhupendra sir, I would like to thank you for sharing such an insightful and enriching session. Your valuable knowledge and experience have given us so much to reflect upon, and we truly appreciate the time and expertise you brought to this FDP. Thank you so much, sir. So now it is my privilege to introduce our second distinguished speaker of the day, Dr. Prateek Bhatia, Associate Professor at the School of Electrical Engineering and Computer Science, Washington State University, USA. Before joining WSU, Dr. Bhatia served as professor at Thapar Institute of Engineering and Technology, Patiala, and as a visiting professor at Whitman College, USA, and the Lambda Lab at Tel Aviv University, Israel. He also served as the Associate Dean of Student Affairs at Thapar Institute. He holds a PhD from Thapar Institute, Masters from BITS Pilani, and completed postdoctoral research at Tel Aviv University. Dr. Kumar's research spans machine learning, explainable AI, large language models, and AI applications for social good. He is recipient of Young Faculty Research Fellowship from Ministry of Electronics and IT, Government of India, with nearly $246,000 in funded projects, over 100 research publications, and recognition through gold medals at the UNL Olympiad. His contributions are widely acknowledged. An accomplished author, Dr. Bhatia has written several textbooks, including Data Mining and Data Warehousing, Principles and Practical Techniques, and popular titles such as Simplified Approach to DBMS, Oracle Visual Basics, and NoSQL in a day. He is equally passionate about teaching and outreach. His online courses on Udemy have reached over 40,000 lectures, and his YouTube channel, Prateek Bhatia, Simplifying Computer Education, continues to inspire students worldwide in areas like machine learning, big data, SQL, and NoSQL. So, Dr. Prateek is not only an accomplished academician but also a very good poet, admired for his creative expression. We are delighted to have you, sir, with us today, and we warmly welcome and invite you to deliver the section. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Nisha, for wonderful introductions and kind words. Um, I hope we are good to start.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So, I'm very happy to see a lot of participants. So, this is great that we got an opportunity to interact with all of you. First of all, I welcome all from different part of nations. We are going to discuss now about AI-powered learning analytics and student performance predictions. The idea of building this kind of system is to convert our raw data into real-time student support. So this is going to be very practical session. I try to arrange it that way so that you can clearly see how one can build AI-powered learning analytical system, and it will help you to give a good idea about the pipeline and the processes which are used in this particular development. So in next 90 minutes, I would be talking about these 8 major sections of my presentations. First of all, we will discuss why having a learning analytical system which is AI powered is important and what would be its possible scope. The second section would be upon understand the data, which is very important because in order to build the system, we require data support. So we will be discussing what kind of data and how we can build that kind of support for our systems. Then third is about data preparations and EDA. Section fourth is about model building, model interpretations, deployment, and practical use. In the last two session would be on ethics and challenge, wrap up, and final thoughts. So you can see that we wish to cover a lot of stuff in this session. But before the start of this session, I just want to know my audience little bit. Um, I'm watching at your chat. I request each one of you to please respond. Are you from CS domain or not? So I know that there may be maybe some faculty members who are not from CS domain. So if you can just type yes or no in the beginning to just give me a glimpse that how many of okay, yeah, please everyone. I request everyone to please respond on the text box. Yeah, so I can see that there are a lot of members who are not from CS background. So I would make it sure that the technique, the concept will be driven in a way so that everyone can comprehend to that and understand all the important points which are underlying principles for building that kind of system. So I assume that um I will deliver the content in a way so that anyone can understand it without having any knowledge from CS, so that you can understand and appreciate that concept in more detail. Before moving next, I also want to ask one more questions to understand my audience in better details. The second question is, are you using some kind of content management system for your class, like Google Classroom, Moodle, or Blackboard, or any other kind of system where you record the student data, you record the attendance, you record their marks in the assignments, and then you grade the students by using some kind of system? So again, I am looking for your responses on that. So the question is, are you using some kind of system for recording their attendance, performance? System can be Google Classroom, Canvas, Blackboard, Moodle, anything. So I request everyone to please respond because this give me a good idea. If you are not using, please type no so that we can see. I request everyone to please respond. Good. I'm happy to know that most of you are aware about or using some kind of LMS system which capture attendance and other details of the students. This is good to know, and I hope that would be very helpful in this session to understand the points which we can make and how we can build a learning analytical systems based on that. So with this point, we can just give me a minute. Yeah. So with this, let's start our discussion. And please feel free to interrupt me in between. You can unmute, and you can ask any question in between. I would be happy to answer the question in between. So first of all, it's very important to understand that why it is matter or important to have a AI-based learning analytical system. So you see that all the universities and colleges face serious challenges nowadays. First important challenge is high student dropout rate. especially after first year. So you see that once we have those students who are in first year, we put a lot of effort to get the students. First of all, it's challenging to have students, and once you get the students, the high dropout rate is especially very challenging for the university. So how we can counter that aspects of high dropout rate, especially in the first year? This is very important for the success and good enrollment for a student. The second important challenge, or why it become more important, because every time we wish to have maximum engagement with our students, but the result is that if we are running particularly online courses or blended courses or even in-person courses, the low engagement is very important issues, and we always wish to have a good engagement with our students. And uh, often we came to know about some of the challenging student, but we realize that it is too late when student is already struggling, and all the measure that we take may not be that useful, fruitful, because we are too late to realize what students are struggling and how they are struggling. So traditional tracking methods are more of reactive rather than proactive. So we just observe uh, from different patterns and attendance from in the class, and then we try to respond to that. But normally these methods are too late, and it is reactive in nature rather than proactive. So we wish to offer a predictive insights to identify risk before failure occurs. So the overall objective of this topic, or even having a system like AI powered learning analytic, is to offer some predictive insights so that we can identify these students quickly before actually they drop out or before failure occurs. So with AI powered analytical, educators can provide timely interventions to support at risk students. So this is the overall objective of having AI powered analytical system, so that we can have timely interventions to support these at risk students. At this point, it's very important to understand and appreciate, we all are putting a lot of effort already to address these issues, and there are traditional approaches through which we try to solve that. So normally we try to solve this by using manual monitoring. As I mentioned, we keep an eye on the attendance, grade of the student, participation, the performance in the exam. So we try to have that kind of manual monitoring system. And most of the time, we rely on our gut feeling uh, of the faculty member. Of course, that gut feeling or intuition is very valuable, but it is not scalable, or sometimes it cannot be not 100% reliable. So we often get some time performance issues, and we normally become too late. As I mentioned, it is a reactive kind of system rather than a proactive kind of system, because there is no real time insights, which mean interventions are normally delayed. Sometimes we even collect the data, but most of the data remain unused or silos. We are not able to integrate everything and build a single system which can perform learning analyticals on a real time basis. So with this, we wish to have a system which can have real time predictive power. There are a lot of case studies which already stress on that. Yes, if we have a predictive analytical system, it improves the overall um, uh, success rate for our students. So one such case study is important that I wish to address. It is from Georgia State University. It introduced predicting model systems to monitor 800 plus risk students, and they able to identify struggling students quite early. They, based on that, they provided academic counseling and financial aid. And this research documented that this graduation rate of that particular uh, university where it is introduced for those specific group of students, it is improved by 22% as for others, the where these application is not available. So achievement gaps are narrowed between particularly first generation of educators and low income students. So The overall crux is that if we have analytics and then these analytics are supported by timely interventions, then we can get a measurable success. So there are a lot of case studies which already quickly mention that if AI analytics supported by appropriate interventions based on that data or
Just,
analytics, then we
just
can get a
one
measurable
excuse, please.
success.
Just one
So
excuse. Just one excuse. If we can, if you can put the on full slide mode, your presentation on full slide.
yeah, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, from lower side. That will be great. Thank you so
Got it?
much. Yeah,
Okay,
great.
okay, yeah. So thanks for informing me about this. Okay, so you can see that we were discussing about a case study, and that case study simply explained that if we have analytics and timely intervention, then we can get a measurable response, and it help us to make good progress in the end. So at this point, again, to have a little bit more interaction and to know how you deal with that kind of system, because ultimately this is a platform here we are discussing with all the faculty members. So it's very important to understand how you are doing these kind of things and how you are practicing it. So I have a question for you at this point. How do you currently identify risk students at your class? Maybe through I'm just giving you some hint, maybe after mid semester exam, attendance tracking or personal observations. So um, whatever way you are using, try to think about, do these approaches has some kind of time lag, or how early detection can help to manage this in a better way. So I want to listen from a few participants on this. So it would be nice if you can unmute and share how you deal with the identification of at-risk students in your class currently. Uh, yeah, I would like to understand more on this from each one of you. And since we cannot talk with everyone, I also strongly recommend to use the chat box, but I would like to listen from you too.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Sir, this is Dr. Swati Mehra. I'm speaking from Indore, IPS Academy, Institute of Engineering and Science. So
Yeah,
basically, we have CMS portal where the attendance is actually feed on by each faculty after the lecture, and the
Hello.
internal, yeah, the internal evaluation is through the CMS quiz also, and through the assignments also. The CMS, we can actually have the online quiz which we can actually upload on the CMS portal, and from the portal itself the student can actually attempt it and get the answers. It's more or less like the speaker, yesterday speaker, sir has told of Socrates app which gives the online quiz. It's more or less similar to that. Other than that, the internal evaluations usually include MSTs and attendance basis and practical approach, how the person or the student
I,
is actually performing practicals through
yeah,
that.
thank you, ma'am. So, are
Yes.
you using any learning analytical system also which can identify at-risk students?
Learning analytics as of
Learning analytics which can highlight the students automatically instead of compiling the data and identifying
no,
those.
no. Right now we don't.
Good. But I'm very happy that manage everything. Please, everyone, it's very important to know your response. I request each one of you to please answer this question, which is how you handle this at-risk student at present. If anyone else want to discuss on this, please unmute and share your experience. Yeah, please. Okay, so you may be using some system which track their attendance, which capture their grades. You may be taking some online quiz and getting their overall score in that. But the compilation of this data, understanding of that data is still the faculty responsibility, and based on that understanding or making some conclusion on that data, the responsibility still lie with the faculty member. Here we are going to talk about a system that how AI can be used to capture all the data at one place, and then based on that can highlight some of the at-risk student automatically. So in order to build that system, it's very important to first of all understand the data what we are already having. And I hope that most of you would agree that our university system already capturing lot of data, and you see that our academic record, our academic section already have the information about their GPA, their course grades and transcripts. We are capturing the attendance records. We are using some kind of learning management system which have the details like how many login student has done, what is the total time a student spend on our portal, how many video or how many article is read by the students, what are the discussion boards in which the student participated. So learning management system activity log record plays very vital role in building that kind of system, and most of the university, as you mentioned, using one or other kind of LMS system. You are also taking regular attendance. We when we enroll the student, we also capture some demographic data of the students in the form of their age, gender, socioeconomic status, or first generation status. So here the challenge is not the lack of data, but it is the lack of integration and making it meaningful use. So this session is broadly about how we can use this data in an effective way so that we can build a learning analytical system, so that we can have a meaningful use of this data, which is available in different system. As you mentioned, you may be taking online quiz in some different system, you are taking assessment in different system. LMS is again another independent system. So how to integrate all these systems together, that is very important challenge. And we will be giving some insights that how we can use and process these kind of system together so that we can build it. So here, in order to make it more clear and comprehensive, here are few examples. I hope these examples make sense to you. For example, when we talk about academic record data, so we capture the information like student ID, course number, grade, semester, and their GPA score or total percentage of marks. So you see that each university is capturing that kind of data in their academic record. Here we have the data about multiple semester, and it carry all the grades of different subjects. So if we can apply AI on this data, it can quickly spot GPA trends or the percentage trends of different students across the years, or even it can go deep and highlight about one individual and particular student. So this can be a wonderful resource to build AI powered system. We all are taking attendance, so we are capturing that data in one form or another form. You see that we have that kind of data where we store the information that okay, this student has attended how many classes, what is the total percentage of that attendance. So you all know that if we can process this data, um, make a leading indicator for at-risk student, that is automatic. Normally we have to do this manually, but if we have AI analytical system, it can highlight that system having attendance less than particular percentage, because this would have a strong correlation with the poor outcome. So if you are not attending the class, it can highlight those students quickly if we have AI powered system at our place. Similarly, if you see LMS activities, you may be using Google Classroom, Canvas, Blackboard, Moodle. So that learning analytical system activity log can provide us information about how many logins a student make, what is the total time it spent, how many video that student watched. So if student has low engagement in LMS, it's very likely that he would be performing, he may not be performing well in the exams. So AI model can flag the students who suddenly reduce LMS usage, maybe in the mid semester. So it can highlight those students who are not active on LMS, because normally we are teaching very large classes. So analyzing that data manually is very tricky, and it is not possible to do that. But when we have AI model at place, it can quickly highlight those students who just dropped significantly, maybe during mid semester or after that. When we enroll the students in our campus, we collected their demographic data like gender, age, parent education, their income, family income, uh, and so on. So, of course, that data is going to be a sensitive data. We have to use it with caution, with full of responsibility. But you can see that this data also give us lot of understanding about the students that may need our financial support, that may need some intervention in term of having tutors for them, if their family is not, parents are not having educations, or if they are generation of educators. So these type of demographic help us to understand and support our students better. So ultimately, you see that we also collect the data beyond attendance, which is very important. Normally, you use some kind of forums, uh, the active, how students are active in that. It also reflect peer learning. Sometime one student go forward and give the feedback to other students, or help the other students. So it indicates the collaboration effort by a particular student. Sometimes student just raise some help request over some forums. So it also indicate when student is struggling. So my point is that it is not only the attendance which is important, it's also very important to understand their forum post, the feedback and help request. And if we able to collect that data, you can see that we can build a early analytical system which can identify those students quickly and sharply. So with this, I just conclude that sections. So you mean that we have um, all the data which we are capturing from various resources. We have data of their academic performance with the academic section. Teacher has their attendance data. They're already using LMS, so we are getting some LMS engagement data. We have some assessment history based on their how they are using forms, forums, and discussion boards. And we also collected their demographic data when we enroll the students. So if we use this data appropriately, we can build a AI learning analytical system. So I'm going to discuss the pipeline and the whole process that we can use to process this data in one go, and create a system which can highlight at-risk students uh, in the early stage. At this point, I'm going to pause. If you have any questions, anything which is coming to your mind, please unmute and share your ideas with us. And it's also important to use the chat. If something is coming to you, what we have discussed so far about the data sources, please share your ideas, because it's very important to understand how you are looking at this problem statement from your university perspective. So every university or every college or every institute may have some different ways to do that. So it would be very insightful for each one of us to listen to you. So please, those who want to share your ideas and thoughts on this, please unmute. You can use chat box also.
Sir, can we have in this data another parameter that is socio-economic status, or it is a part of demographics you are taking in that?
Yeah. So it would be a part of demography. So in demography, we would be collected their income status, social status. So yeah, so this is demographic data which I'm referring to. Yeah, good point. For Indian context, it's very important to collect that kind of data, or we are already having that
Yeah,
data
because
also with
in
us. So,
our area, many of the students major dropout rate comes with their socioeconomic status.
yeah.
Major reason is that I have found.
Yeah. Yeah, so having demographic data with that information is very important and vital. Yes. So when we collect so much of data from various resources, the next important task is to integrate this data at one place. So data preparation is important because we cannot directly build AI-based system without preparing the data. And it's also equally important to have a exploration analysis that what data trends are showing to us. We call this as a EDA process. So let's discuss this, how we can prepare the data for decision making purpose. So it's very important to combine the system from multiple data sources, as I mentioned, because we are collecting the data from various resources. So it's important that how we can combine this data at one point. Then once you combine it, you will feel that you require some cleaning of data, because there may be some duplication of data. Same data may be captured at multiple places in a different way. So we have to remove the duplicates. There may be some missing values. Sometime the attendance is not captured. So we have to replace those missing values just with the class average. So we need some techniques so that we can handle the missing values or some commonly occurring value in our data set, so that because data need to be clean and complete in order to build AI systems. So if there are some missing values, we have to handle it. It's very important to bring all the data in a standard format, because you see that there may be multiple GPA scales, there may be multiple ways to capture the data. Some are using fractions, some are going up to 2 digits, some may just ignoring those fractions. So it's very important to standardize the data formats so that we can have a standardized data which must be free from duplicates and free from any missing data. Once we get data cleaning, we then perform some encoding, which means that sometime all machine learning and AI algorithm actually work on numbers. So if you have non-numerical data, you need to convert into numeric data. For example, in gender, you have male and female. So in order to process it effective, we need to convert it into 0 to 1. We need to scale our grade properly to the GPA scales, so that we can have same format across the system. Sometime we need to mention the course name like physics, computer science, and math, since again they are non-numeric, so we can't process this direct data. So we have a technique called as one-hot encoding. So for example, if we have a CS student, instead of directly saying or storing CS, we would be storing score 0 and 1 for each course. So if it is CS course, we would have 1 under third column and 0 0 under column 1 and 2. If student is from physics, we will be having 0 1 0. Can anyone tell me if student is from math, how would we storing that data in this one hot encoding for math? Yeah, so for math, we would be using 1 0 0. So this is one hot encoding. We just put one in the corresponding column and zero in others. And that process is called as encoding. So here I'm just discussing important requirements for prerequisite requirement for building AI-based models. So data integration, combine all the data at one place, remove duplicate, handling missing values, standardize the format, and then you can start encoding because computer work in numbers. So if you have male, female, convert it to 0, 1. If you have course name, use one hot encoding so that we have numeric data. So once we have numeric data, sometime we add some features so that it can make more sense. For example, if you are collecting assignment score, so there may be two quiz, there may be one MST, there may be few assignments. So instead of having all these data in a different way, some teacher are taking only one quiz, some may be taking three quiz. So we need to uh, introduce maybe another feature that can say average assignment score. So instead of having quiz 1, quiz 2, quiz 3, MST, it makes sense to have a single unified column average assignment score that would help us to make better decision making. So that process is called as feature engineering, where we create new feature. That column may not be there directly in the database. We have to calculate its value, and that is called as feature engineering. At this point, I am pausing. Can anyone identify any other new feature that we can introduce to make our data more decision friendly? For example, here we introduce the column average assignment score just to unified everything, because some teacher may be taking two quiz, three quiz. But if we have average assignment score, it would be helpful to have for data analysis purpose. Can you identify any other situation where we can have these kind of system for feature engineering? Can you identify any other feature that may be helpful for building that kind of system? You can unmute.
Sir, for capturing behavioral data of the student, we can capture how much time he spends on games in phone or something like that.
Yeah, so we may be capturing that engagement data in different forms. So here what I'm talking about is because that data would be in different columns. So if we can aggregate all these columns and say something called as, let's say, engagement score, then that engagement score would be very useful. So thanks for giving direction to that kind of discussions. So yeah, we are talking about having a column something like engagement score, which can calculate its value, how much time students spend on LMS, how many login student have. So that engagement score would be helpful. And as you mentioned, we can have a disengagement score also, that how many times students open different apps or other applications during the class, but we are not capturing that data already. So here we are thinking what kind of data we are already having. So we already having a data of logins, we already having the data of LMS times, which I mentioned you in previous slides. So we can process that data to have something called as engagement score. Even we can move forward and we can have uh, submission delays. We can calculate the number of days late submission from the assignments for a particular students. So we can introduce another column as a submission delay, which can say that, okay, this particular student have 5 submission delays or 3 submission delays, because in LMS we just have date of submissions. So from date of submission we can calculate how many days that particular student are late. So that is the extra calculation that we need to do. So we call this as a feature engineering. This is the extra calculation you need to do as a machine to calculate the average assignment score or engagement score. So that's why we called these columns as feature engineering. And you know that if we can have these columns in our database, which is based on our previous data, it would help us to make better decision and quick decision. So what I'm saying that we already have data, collected data in the form of various resources. As I mentioned, we collected the data about their attendance and grades. So this is their attendance data, grade data, logins data, how many time they watch the videos, their demographic data. So what I'm saying, we just need to use some formula so that we can calculate engagement index based on this data. We can find out the number of days the assignment is late, so that we can find out that number directly. We can find out the engagement index from this kind of data. So that point is called as feature engineering, where we can introduce these kind of features for better analysis. To make this point more clear, you can see this data. I hope this will help you to understand what I'm want to say. So you can see that here, along with other information, we have introduced now average assignment score. So instead of having quiz 1, quiz 2, quiz 3, we are just having now average assignment score. Instead of having how many video they watch, we can use a score called as engagement score, and we can directly say that, okay, this student too is very engaged. It means that this student has watched a lot of video. This student has responded to a lot of posts. So we need to formalize the formula for engagement score. But once we formalize that formula, we can create that feature. And similarly, we can have submission delays. So you can clearly see the correlation. So here, this particular student has less assignment score, less engagement score, lot of submission delay. So this student is fail while these two are passed. So that type of idea help us to identify at-risk students quite quickly and easily. An AI model can structure and propose that kind of system. So once we have that kind of data available with us, we can go with the exploratory data analysis. This particular data analysis help us to understand the pattern and biases. We can plot various graphs, and based on those visual parameters, we can understand the patterns. Some common insight can be, I hope that makes sense to you, that there is a good correlation between the attendance and the GPA. If student has less attendance, might be they are getting some low average GPA. Those students who spend a lot of time, have very high engagement index, they would have better quiz score or better engagement, which ultimately relate to their high marks. There is a strong correlation between the timely assignment submission and higher success rate. So if we have that kind of data with us, uh, it is intuitive, and we can uh, verify that data by having some graphs that is will be covered under exploratory data analysis. So EDA inform feature selection and highlight which variables are most predictive, and we can design some histogram from this, which like distribution of grades with GPA, attendance versus GPA, which feature influence most strongly the outcome of the students. We can have various kind of plots to understand their behavior appropriately. For example, how gender or first generation status influencing their pass and fail status. So this visualization make it easier for faculty to interpret raw numbers, and through EDA process, we can build these kind of histograms and chart so that we can see how our data is working and behaving. So at this point, I also want to mention that our next session, which is planned on tomorrow, we would be having a hands-on activity where we will be doing all those things on the data set, and we will be saying that how we can build these things. So my point is that we are not only talking theoretically. Our next session will be built on these concepts with hands-on options to you, where I would be sharing the code and notebook, and you would be directly working on that to build these kind of histograms and graphs and so on. So that would be our next exercise for tomorrow. This session is more about understanding the pipeline first, so that we can build full system based on what we are discussing. So my idea is that after two sessions, give you full idea about the theory as well as practical, and you would also having full system with you that can have all kind of learning analytics. So next session is more on its implementation, what I am discussing right now. So the second important phase is about having EDA and data feature engineering. And we covered that under section 3. Once we have data, I just want to conclude that it is important to prepare the data so that we can clean, encode, and perform some feature engineering. Once you have that data, you can perform some EDA analysis so that you can see visual insights, so that you can make interpretations of your raw numbers. Any questions, any doubt, any thought at this point?
Sir, I
Please,
just have a one question.
yeah,
Uh, Actually, when you said na that all the things can actually be performed by just monitoring how much the student is actually giving time to a particular activity. So, do the mobiles also working on the same principle because it shows how much login time we have given to let it be YouTube or WhatsApp or other things?
yeah, very good insight. You captured it so well. So yeah, so it is again a analytical system which is capturing the data, uh, how much time we are spending on particular app, and based on that, it is giving us screen time and warning us sometime that you are having too much screen time. So we
Yes,
are at
actually, yes.
yeah. So we are exactly talking about the similar kind of system for our students, where we can say that your overall engagement is low for this course, how we can help you. So we can have that kind of notification for our student also, which uh, gauge their performance and engagement for our courses. So yeah, our idea is to move towards that point.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Can we get the PPTs of yours for if at all you will be sharing
Yeah,
with the
yeah, yes, of course. Yeah,
management?
of course.
Yes.
Of
Thank you,
course, of
sir.
course. Yeah. Any other thoughts, any other question which is coming to your mind? At this point, I also want to tell you one more thing. We would be having an interactive quiz like fastest finger first, KBC. So आज हम शाम को KBC खेलेंगे. So be prepared for that. There would be 4 questions, and we would be having a winner. जो फास्टेस्ट फिंगर फर्स्ट में फर्स्ट आएगा उसके लिए कुछ स्पेशल प्राइज होगा. तो क्या होगा वो हम देखते हैं, बट प्लीज बी प्रिपेयर्ड फॉर दैट, सो दैट fastest finger first will be based on the same topics and the discussions that we are having right now. So please be attentive क्योंकि इसी में से कोई क्वेश्चन निकल के आपके सामने उसमें आएंगे. So now we are moving to section 4, that is model building. So once we have all the data which is clean, which is free from duplications, which has some special columns, feature engineering, then at this point we can train our machine learning model, because now we say that data is oil, because this is the way that this is why the data is important, because once you have the data, then you can build a classification system which can now make predictions that okay, whether the student is going to fail or pass. So here I'm using two terms, classification and regression. I just want to make it clear what this means. So if we are making decision 1 out of 3 or n option, then it is considered as classification. For example, the prediction would be pass or fail, दो में से एक. So that is a classification. Or if I say that the grade would be excellent, good, poor, or medium, 1 out of 4, still this is a classification. But when we predict a number, then it is considered as regression. For example, what would be the score of the student? So that score can be 98, 93, 62, any number between 0 to 100. So then that case is a regression. It can be 93.5. So when you predict a continuous number, it is regression. But when you predict 1 out of n option, then this is a case of classification. So we can build and train machine learning model accordingly what we want. If you want a classification kind of system, 1 out of 3 option or 1 out of 2, we can go for classification. If you wish to predict some number like final score or overall GPA, then we can train for regression system. To make it more clear, I would like to ask you, if I have to predict whether there is going to be rain tomorrow or not, for this I need to build classification or regression.
So
You can
classification.
use chat box. Please use chat box. So if we have to predict whether there would be rain tomorrow or not, that would be classification because it would be 0 and 1. But if we have to predict what would be the temperature tomorrow, what would be the temperature tomorrow, that case would be regression because that is going to be number. So yeah, so अगर आपको ये predict करना है कि इंडिया आज कितनी स्कोर करेगा, so that is regression. इंडिया जीतेगा या हारेगा, that is classification. So based on that we train the system accordingly, and ultimate objective is to flag at risk student early so that faculty can intervene. So model must be good in accuracy and interpretability, mean that the model, first of all, we have to make it sure that it must be accurate, and whatever result the model is giving, we must able to interpret that result, because we can take action only if the results are interpretable. So that interpretability is very important in this particular example case studies. So we normally start with simple models. They are easy to interpret. For example, logistic regression. If you are from non-CS background, nothing to worry about that. So I just want to say that there are some models which are more simple, which are interpretable, but there are some models which are more complex. They have better accuracy, but since these models are complex, so we need some techniques to make it more interpretable. So we use some few other algorithms to make it interpretable because they are not interpretable by default. So the conclusion is that if you go for simple model, there is a trade-off between accuracy and interpretation. So if you go for simple models, they may be less accurate. If you go for very high accurate model, they may lack interpretation. So we need to introduce another layer for interpretation so that we can make those uh, complex model more interpretable. So normally these days, so in this trade-off between accuracy and interpretation, first, which is most important to you? It's interpretation or it's accuracy at the first step, you can use a chat box. So what I'm saying that there is a trade-off between accuracy and interpretation. If you go for higher accuracy, the model may not be that interpretable. But if you go for less accuracy, the model is interpretable. So there is a trade-off, and we have to make choice for that. The best thing is that we can achieve both nowadays by having some special layer over complex model. So what I'm saying, initially we will go for a very highly accurate model. Since they are not interpretable, so we would be adding another layer of algorithms to make it more interpretable. So mean that पहले हम accuracy achieve करते हैं और फिर interpretable बनाने के लिए उसके ऊपर कुछ और algo apply करते हैं, so that we can understand their internal decision making process, so that we can see and we can make it more interpretable. So we normally use deep learning techniques because they are very highly accurate, and then we can compare the models based on their validation matrix. So when we train the model, so normally we use 80% of data for training, we use some data for testing. It is same way as you prepare the question bank, you share maybe 80% of the question with the student for preparation, but you keep 20% of the question with you for testing in the exam. So it is the same way. We, if we collected 100 data points, we use 80% for training, and we kept 20% of data with us for testing purpose. So same technique is used in machine learning. So we train the model, and then we test it on this unseen data, and then we measure their performance. So normally we measure the performance on the basis of accuracy. Since we have the test data with us, we already know the answers for these 20% of data. So we can compare the predictions the model is making with the actual answer. So we compare the prediction with the actual answer. I hope you are getting my point. What I'm saying that, let's say we have prepared a question bank. उस क्वेश्चन बैंक में 10 क्वेश्चन है, आपको सबके आंसर्स पता है, उसमें से आपने 80% क्वेश्चन स्टूडेंट से शेयर कर लिए, विच हैज क्वेश्चन एंड आंसर बोथ. Student will use that to prepare. Similarly, we in machine learning we call that term as training. Then we kept 20% question for testing. It means that एग्जाम में हम 2 क्वेश्चन पूछेंगे उससे, और जो उससे हमने शेयर नहीं किए, और जो स्टूडेंट रिस्पॉन्स लिखेगा उसको की के साथ मैच करेंगे. जो की है दैट इज एक्यूरेट आंसर, जो स्टूडेंट ने लिखा है वो प्रिडिक्शन है मशीन लर्निंग मॉडल के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से. So we are giving the data to machine learning model, training it on 80% data. Then we give those 20% records and machine learning model makes some predictions. So we compare that prediction with the actual results or the keys. And based on that, we calculate how many instances out of that 20% of data on which we tested are accurate. So is it making sense to you? So that is accuracy. Then we use some term called as precision, which mean that let's say our model say that out of 20, these 5 students are at high risk. Are they actually at high risk? So we have to compare them with the actual results. So are they actually true? We called this as precision. So it is for those who are flagged at risk. So if model identified 10 student at risk, out of those 10 are actually all 10 are risk, or there are only 8 are risk, 2 are extra. So that kind of score is called as precision. We have recall. So out of all risk student, how many correctly flagged? So let's say there are 100 at-risk students. So are we able to correctly pick all 100 students, or we missed the 20, 10 out of that? So that is recall. Recall mean that कि आपके पास जितने थे उसमें से कितने आप निकाल पाए, और जितने निकालने हैं उसमें से कितने ठीक है. So that is precision. So recall is the total number of all risk student you have identified, and it's about how many of them are correctly flagged. I have a question for you. I have a question for you at this point. Out of precision and recall, what do you think? Which one is more important for this case study of AI analytical system? Precision or recall में आपको क्या लगता है? Which one is more important? दोबारा बोल रहा हूँ. प्रिसीजन का मतलब है अगर आपने 10 बोले हैं फ्लैग हैं, तो उसमें से 10 में से एक्चुअली कितने हैं, 2-3 एक्स्ट्रा भी आप उसमें दे सकते हैं. रिकॉल का मतलब है कि अगर 100 रिस्क में थे या 20 रिस्क पे थे, क्या आपने सारे 20 ढूंढ लिए या उसमें से आपने कुछ मिस किए हैं. सो विच नंबर इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट फॉर दिस केस स्टडी, प्रिसीजन और रिकॉल? I'm getting few response. Please everyone try to think of which one is important. So there are few participants who are saying it is recall. So I want to know from those, can you elaborate anyone on that? Why recall is more important? Please. If anyone can unmute and elaborate it deeply or briefly, why recall is more important? Please don't shy to talk. So why recall is more important? Of course, the answer is recall, because you see, our idea is to identify all risk student. So अगर 2-4 एक्स्ट्रा भी आपने रिस्क पे निकाल दिए तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, क्योंकि आपने बोला कि अ, जो एट रिस्क स्टूडेंट है आप उसको क्या बोलोगे कि आप ये मटेरियल फॉलो करो, क्लास में क्यों नहीं आ रहे, उससे बात करने की कोशिश करोगे एंड ऑल दैट. तो अगर 2-4 एक्स्ट्रा आपने प्रिसीजन में निकाल लिए हैं तो स्टिल इट इज नॉट ए प्रॉब्लम. लेकिन अगर 2-4 या 5 आपने मिस कर दिए हैं, दैट कैन बी ए ग्रेट प्रॉब्लम. वो 5 आपने जो छोड़ दिए हैं रिकॉल में, वो अब 5 काफी हाई चांस है कि वो एक्चुअली ड्रॉप आउट कर जाएंगे. एंड स्टिल वी बिल्ट ऑल द सिस्टम, बट ओवरऑल जो रिजल्ट है वो उतना ग्रेट नहीं होगा, क्योंकि 2 भी अगर मिस हो गए तो दैट वुड बी ए ग्रेट प्रॉब्लम. इट इज सिमिलर लाइक ए यू बिल्ट अ सिस्टम फॉर कैंसर डिटेक्शन, तो आप कैंसर के लिए टेस्ट कर रहे हैं, तो अगर दो चार आपने एक्स्ट्रा भी फ्लैग कर दिए तो दो और टेस्ट करके या और डिटेल एनालाइज करके आप रिजॉल्व कर लेंगे, लेकिन कुछ मिस हो गए अगर, तो दैट वुड बी वेरी रिस्की। सो दैट मिसिंग नहीं होना चाहिए। सो इट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि जितने ऑल रिस्क स्टूडेंट हैं वो सारे फ्लैग होने चाहिए। सो दैट इज इंडिकेटेड बाय रिकॉल। सो रिकॉल इज मोर important. Sometime we may have some extra flagged at risk student. That may not be a big deal, but recall is important in this particular case study. So then we have a balance score. This is F1 score, which is calculated by considering both precision and recall. So F1 score means that there is a balance between both precision and recall. So we got these kind of scores for our machine learning model. And we can also visualize all the things about the discrimination, if any. We called it as ROC curve. And as you mentioned, high recall is critical because we don't want to miss struggling student. So at this point, I just want to say, once you have the data, first of all, you need to decide whether you know need to go for classification or regression. Then you need to make decision whether you go for simple model and complex. If you go for complex model, you can get high accuracy, but you need to add another layer for make it more interpretable. And then once we train it, we got some results in the form of precision, recall, their balance is in the F1 score, and some visualization graph. But important to note, high recall is very critical. Any question up to this point? Please don't hesitate if you have any questions. Okay, very good. So now we move to the next phase, that is model interpretation. So as I mentioned, so once you got the model, it may be highly accurate, but it may be difficult to interpret. So we want that faculty member and advisor must trust the prediction. It must be interpretable, because if you have no idea how to interpret those models, it would be very difficult. So interpretation is important because it make our prediction more transparent. It give us understanding of why a student is flagged. So if some student is flagged, we have to understand why that student is flagged, so that we can give constructive feedback instead of just labeling that student as high risk. So we want two things. First, labeling the student, and second, to identify the reason for that labeling. So जो reason of labeling hai, that come under interpretability. So we want have this layer of software also to our system, so that we can make our system more interpretable. So interpretation can be you are high risk student because attendance nahi hai. The student can be high risk because uska engagement nahi hai. The student can be a high risk क्योंकि उसका quiz अच्छा नहीं है. Student can be a high risk because उसकी assignment में बहुत delay, वो late submit करता है. So here our idea is to highlight what behavior and engagement matter more than the background. So we try to identify the problem in this by having some a layer which can do that kind of predictions, and it can highlight that okay, this student is highlighted as a at risk due to which reasons. It can be attendance, it can be less engagement, it can be less score in the exams, or it may be late submissions. So we have a software called as SHAP. So SHAP is based on the Shapley values, which we used in the statistics. I'm not going to detail in that, but we have some explainability tool which help us to highlight those, which clearly say that, okay, this student is predicted to be fail or high risk because it can give that kind of explanation क्योंकि इसने दो assignment miss की है, उसका average score कम है, उसकी LMS activity कम है. So this SHAP tool actually provide us actionable reason instead of just fail label. So that actionable reasons are very important. So you see that ultimately we want to move from predictions to actions. So predictions are not the end, interventions are the goal. So in order to have interventions, it's very important to understand and interpret the results. So we can alert the faculty advisor based on that interpretation that okay, problem kahan pe hai. So we can guide the student that okay, इसके लिए हमें special tutor session करना पड़ेगा, या इसको time management की training की ज़रूरत है, or that particular student needs some peer monitoring. So we can take possible actions based on these insights. So ultimately, the role of AI is to decision support tool, not as a just decision maker. We don't want just to label the student as high risk. We want that there must be a tool which can support that particular student, so that that student can move from high risk to low risk. So this is important to understand the role of AI. If we are not just labeling the student, we try to provide a complete decision support system which can facilitate our actions based on those insights, and we can suggest appropriate actions. And that only happen if we have interpretations with us. So section 5 is about model interpretation in the pipeline. So once we have that, it's important that model must be accurate as well as interpretable so that you can take actions. And our ultimate objective was to build the AI system for decision support, not just as a decision maker. Any question up to this point? Please don't shy and keep on sharing your ideas. Yeah, Pooja added about um, a different explainability technique like Shapley line. So Shapley Excite technique. Yeah, very good. Thank you, Pooja. Yeah. Okay, so let's move next to the section number 6. Now we just reaching to the conclusion of that whole discussion and idea. So once you have interpretable, highly accurate model, then we can deploy that system. We can make that system to practical use. So first we build the notebooks. Then from the notebook, once everything is built, then we can go for creating dashboards. We can go for deploying the system, which can be integrated with our LMS system so that you can have that kind of notifications. So there can be a dashboard, which can be an interactive web app, which you can visualize that okay, through this web app हमें पूरा GUI based मिल जाएगा कि okay, ये 5 students at risk हैं. Or we can have rich visuals, drag and drop analytics. We can embed the predictions directly into our Google Classroom or existing LMS system. So the key requirement is we want to have a interface which can be accessed by every faculty member irrespective of their technical background. So we don't want a complex system to work with. We want a user-friendly interface so that all the faculty members from different department can use it and get important insights. So then the final step would be to build a dashboard kind of system where you can risk the students with different colors. Some may be at risk with red color, caution for yellow color you can use. You can indicate some student as safe. You can filter the overall university system by course, instructor, or semester. You can even go to drill down to a particular student. You can find out the reasons for that predictions. So for example, if you talk about university level, you can say that okay, for this particular course 15% students are at risk. So you can intervene as an administrator, and then you can start working on that. You can also identify what is the top risk factor in my university or for this particular course, and then you can take appropriate measures on that. So that kind of insight are only possible if we have a dashboard where anyone can use that system by using a user-friendly interface. So we can give then some real-time notifications. So teacher can get a notification as you get some notification that you have 3 hours of screen time. Now teacher can get a notification that okay, there are 3 students who are free this week, and you can go and check what are those 3 students. Even a student advisor can get a notification that this particular student is at risk because he's failing in 70% of their exams, or it has low LMS activities. Even we can also give some personalized feedback to students. So we can give notification to faculty, advisor, and students. So that is very important to understand that you can use delivery channel like notification, SMS, and email as you decide. But the important point to note that here we are using AI to augment human judgment, making interventions more timely and more human and personal. So we are not replacing something. It's very important. Normally we consider that, oh, agar AI aa gaya to teacher replace ho jayega ya faculty advisor replace ho jayega. Now you can see that we are not replacing anyone. We are just helping the faculty member to analyze and flag those at-risk students. We are helping the advisor to take appropriate action. So role of advisor become actually more important, and because it is now more productive, advisor now know, okay, I need to only work on these 3 or 5 students, otherwise there are 100 students. So it just become a formality, but now it's more targeted, more action oriented. Same true for faculty member as well as for advisors. So you can see that it is very important. If we have AI system, it would augmented our human judgment and making our participation as a human more impactful and more meaningful, otherwise which may not be if we are not using these kind of AI system to support. So they are for support of human, not to replace. We are not replacing faculty member, we are not replacing even advisors. So you can see that it is very useful for faculty members, advisors, administrator, as a principal, as a head of department. You can see the trends within your department. Of course, it is about students. Sometimes student is even not aware that they are lagging. So it also gives them increased awareness. And net result is we are now having a smarter, data-driven academic ecosystem where everyone flourish and bloom with the use of AI and making better decision and timely data-driven decisions. Any question up to this point? Okay, so the next is about ethics and challenges. So since we are collecting the student data, so we have to use this data responsibly. And also, since we are using AI in education, which is impacting their overall academic journey, so it's very important that when we use AI in education, it must be a responsible use. It must be free from any biases, uh, since we are using student data, so it must be used with consent. Student must know that data can be used for analytics, which ultimately help the overall system. It's very important to give them a clear point that we are not over surveillance. We just need to make it clear that actually these are helpful to identify and support them better. Y- you make them clear that you are not only considered as a data point, you are considering as a human, and our overall purpose is to make the things more meaningful and impactful. So ethical framework ensure that AI serve as students, not to control them. So the overall purpose is to provide them service, better learning experience, better engagement, not to control or surveillance them. So we have to be careful that sometime we have to collect appropriate data, because if you are not having enough data of female students, the student data may be, or system may be biased toward boys. So you need to consider that point. You must have enough data for each demography if you are making some decision on that. So the important point is that to have regular audits, what kind of predictions we are getting, use fairness aware algorithms, and our overall must be to have equitable support to all the members, not to enforce inequality but to go for equality in our whole education system. So data is sensitive, we have to frame according to legal and ethical standards. So best practice is that inform the students how their data is going to be used, anonymize the data to build the system on that, and limit access to only trained staff, because trust is very important. So clear communication and trust would be helpful. And ultimately, it's very important to spread the message to the faculty, to the administrator, to the student that this system is for support, not for surveillance. So I hope that with this particular talk and all the stages that we discussed and what kind of output we can provide, I hope you can appreciate that, yeah, it is going to support the learning and it is going to support the administrator. It's not about policing the system. So the role of AI is to assistive, not punitive. And it's very important to see how you communicate with the stakeholder. For example, if you say to the student that you are failing, you are flagged by the system, that will give a wrong message. You can use a system like, okay, we notice you have a lower engagement. Would you like support resources? Student will love that message. Okay, you know that, okay, I am struggling and you are here to support me. So this is the right way. If you identify at risk student, don't call them directly that, oh, you are flagged by the system, you are failing, why this is happening. So instead of that, the right way is to just call the student and inform that we notice you have lower engagement, how we can support that. So that narrative must be very positive and growth oriented. Then only we can make this AI based system successful. Instead of giving positive result, it may throw you a lot of challenges. So it's very important to understand and introduce this new thing in a right and assistive way, not a punitive way. Any thought, any question at this point? So very good. So now we reached at the last part of this. So ultimately, it's very important to understand that we have universities have a lot of rich data resources from attendance, LMS, and assessment. So we need a system which can integrate that data, which can clean that data, remove duplicacies, and then we can perform feature engineering. We can build machine learning model out of that, so that we can create early warning system. But it is very important that model must be accurate, the model must be explainable and actionable. So the overall idea is to build human plus AI collaborations, because we wish to build a smart interventions. So the idea is that you can start with one course or one department, collect, keen, and integrate the data, build interpretable base model maybe in the beginning, then you can go with advanced model, and then you can have a layer of SHAP and other advanced algorithms to make it more interpretable. And it's very important to deploy this through dashboard and LMS, and you always have a ethic committee to oversee the fairness of the whole model. So this is the roadmap for the institutions who are going to looking to deploy that kind of system. So I strongly recommend to uh, just not consider this as a talk which I am giving and you are listening, but use this opportunity to make some positive decision in your department, in your organization, in your course. So it may not happen right now, but if you have a plan and direction and vision, you can move towards that. I know that there may be a lot of head of departments, principals, senior faculty members who have joined this talk. So please visualize that the worth of that kind of system. The best thing is that we are already collecting the data. We just need to provide the vision to our administration that, okay, we already have the data. Now let's move one step ahead and use it for building a learning analytical system. And I hope you can see the value in that kind of system, because you can support faculty members, advisor, administrators, students. So everyone will be happy if we have that kind of system at place. And this is considered as a smarter and data driven academic ecosystem. So our vision is to give you a direction to move towards that. The next session would be hands on, which give you some insight that it is not tough to implement all those things. I have prepared a notebook which give you glimpse about how the things are moving. So with this roadmap for institutions, I'm again pausing for your thought, feedback, what you feel. Your feeling is very important. So I want to know what you feel, what are your concerns, so that we can discuss it and address it right now. Yeah, you can unmute, please. Please unmute. The problem with the online system is that you not know how many are actually listening to you, but we have a mean to catch that. Okay. So let's move and see how much we able to contribute exactly. Just give me a minute to open something. Okay. So here we have now time to go for. Just give me a minute. So now it is a time to go for quick quiz. It is just like a fastest finger for. So you would be saying, just give me a minute. Okay, so it would generate a QR code. So I request you to scan this QR code, or otherwise you can go to kahoot.it. This is the URL and it will ask for a pin. So this is the pin, or otherwise you can simply scan this QR code to join. I request everyone to join. You see, we have 100 plus participants. So now we able to see exactly how many are listening to us and how many are doing their own work without bothering even to on the audio what we are saying. So yeah, please everyone join. I request each one of you to join this. So it is just like a fastest finger first. The question will be displayed to you. You will be getting 4 options. Those who answer it correctly and fast will get maximum point. Your score will be cumulative. So हर क्वेश्चन के बाद आपका स्कोर ऐड होता जाएगा और 4 क्वेश्चंस के बाद जो टॉप 3 होंगे उनको डिस्प्ले किया जाएगा स्क्रीन के ऊपर. And you will also getting leaderboard after every question. So it would be great fun. Uh, I request each one of you to please join. We have now 24. I'm looking for 100 plus participant in this quiz. Please, everyone join.
Sir, I joined, but I am not able to check on the quiz.
Yes, sir. Same here. I'm seeing multiple.
We have not started the quiz right now, so it would be displayed soon. So just wait.
Oh, okay, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
So please quickly join so that we can start this. I'm looking for a few more participants. Please join. You can scan the QR code or enter the pin. You can use your phone or you can use your laptop. So yeah, please quickly start. We have 40 participants. Okay, so let's start. The first question will be displayed on the screen and it would also be shown on your phone, and you have to click on appropriate, touch on the appropriate options. So let's start. Okay, so you see that the question was why student attendance is highlighted as a key data point. Uh, the answer is strongly correlate with the performance and the risk of dropout. Yeah, so this was the correct answer. Six answered it correctly out of all the attempted responses. Okay, let's see and move to the next question. So after the end of first question, Anushka is at number one, Daisy number two, Negi, Nisha, Dr. Govind. So this way your score will be displayed. So at present, this is the scoreboard and it would change after every question. Your point will be cumulative. So let's see, next question. Very good this time. So yeah, 26 answered it correctly. So let's see the score right now. Hmm. Now Daisy is on number one, Anushka number two. So yeah, let's move to next question. Yeah, ensure that we don't miss student who truly need help because otherwise, false alarm mean that you say that it is at risk, but actually it is not at risk. So it's about precision. But here recall is about it ensure that we don't miss the students who truly need the help. So
Oh,
let's see what is the
so
score right now.
actually, sir, the question is visible on your screen and the options are not available. Like the question is not appearing on that code.com. So we have to just
Yeah, so
select the
you
colors.
yeah, but you what I suppose that you can read the screen which is shared on the Zoom. So we are sharing the screen on the Zoom, so you can read the question
We-
from there.
Actually, we need
Okay.
to shift to the
Yeah.
another,
So
Ma'am,
time is not sufficient.
then time
ma'am,
skip
actually,
time.
Savita
Yeah,
ma'am, the issue is coming is that when we are actually, I am on mobile. So
yeah,
when I'm switching the window now, so it is actually saying that the
yes,
attempt has gone wasted,
yeah.
time is over. So because of
Because
that reason, somewhere the
it is happening. It should be
glitch is
visible
coming.
on the Kahoot portal also. So why it's not happening, sir?
Yes.
Otherwise, it always happens that it comes up on the screen only.
Okay, anyway, let's
It's
see.
coming
So
up on your screen, but not on ours. So we are just clicking on the colors coding. That's true. What this Swati is saying.
okay, let's
In
see.
the
And one
first
more thing, sir,
instance,
when we are switching the window now, so it's showing to reconnect, and then
no,
it is showing
no,
that the time
yeah,
is getting
yeah,
out.
yeah. Even to go to another window, again, it is taking time. And in the first instance, I just click the code per chance to see where is the question. It is
Okay,
happening.
I hope it will work for next question. Let's see. So
Right, let's
let's
see.
move to the next
Okay,
question.
sir.
Yeah.
Right, right.
Okay, we got 27 correct
Yeah.
responses. So
So again, the answers was known, but again, the clicking is the confusion.
okay, I will check into that later. So let's see who are first top three students or participants. So Nisha is number one. So please clap for her. Congratulations.
Wonderful, Nisha.
Uh, Dr. Govind number two and Daisy is number three. And yeah, I request Nisha to please unmute and introduce to all of us. Nisha.
I'm from host only. So I am Nisha.
Yeah, yeah. Mhm. So you are working in which institute?
So I'm at SD College of Hushiyarpur and I am student of computer science only. And currently I am pursuing my PhD from Guru Nanak Dev University, Amritsar.
Good. Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you,
Dr.
sir.
Govind.
And she has studied from the same institution from where you have studied.
Sir, actually, I am from Amritsar only, and I have studied from BBK DAV College, Amritsar. So I have heard your name many times. I was a student of 2003 batch pass out BCA. So I think you were there only
I was
at DAV College.
yeah, I was there up to 2004. Yes,
Yes.
I was there. Yeah. Thank you, Nisha. Good to know about you. Govind. Dr.
Congratulations,
Govind,
Dr.
if you can
Govind.
unmute. Govind, if you can unmute.
Dr. Govind, you are not audible. Dr. Govind, please unmute yourself. I think his speakers are
Daisy.
not working.
Yeah. Hello, sir. Hello. And hello, ma'am. It feels really excited to come on the podium through the Kahoot quiz. And Dr. Prateek, I would like to share with you that learning analytics is one of my areas of research also, and I'm really passionate about learning analytics. I got to know about this area when I did a course from IIT Bombay in 2020 on learning analytics. Otherwise, my area of research is AI in agriculture. I'm passionate about these two areas. And I think all of us from computer
Good. So
science background, we have read your books, especially the DBMS book.
thank you. Thank you. So where you are working right now?
I am working as the head of the Department of Computer Science and Applications at Guru Nanak Khalsa College for Women, Ludhiana.
Okay, okay, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Good. So yeah, so just give me a minute. Okay, so with this, we come to conclusion on this talk. First of all, congratulations to all the winners of this quiz. And tomorrow we will be meeting at the same time, and we will be discussing hands-on for this implementation, and that would cover a lot of stuff. And I hope it would be built on the same topics and same area that we discussed today, and it would be helpful in that sense to get practical sense how these things are implemented. So before conclusion this discussion, I just briefly want to share few of the resources which we have developed as a academic contribution. So I have created 7 online Udemy courses which are on computer science. As you mentioned, my book. So now we also created a full online video lecture course on DBMS, machine learning, explainable AI, which I talk about interpretability. So I'm running a YouTube channel also. So these are few of the resources. This year we published another book, Machine Learning with Python from Cambridge University. I strongly recommend this book to explore, each one of you. This is available at Amazon, and the link is also given at my website, so please explore that book. We spent 5 years to create that book, and I hope it would be very useful for the students and academicians. So those who are looking to teach this course or looking to learn more on machine learning and AI, this is the book for you, and I hope you will enjoy that resource. This is the YouTube channel. I strongly recommend you to please explore that. It has 500 plus videos, 1,000 of subscribers. So we keep on adding video lectures on machine learning, analytics, AI, and so on. These are the courses which are available at Udemy platform. Most of these courses are free. One course is on explainable AI. It is about interpretability that we discussed in this session. Simplified approach to DBMS. Now this is the complete online video lecture course on DBMS. Learn SQL in simplified way. This is again on SQL video lectures, both available in Hindi and English. Mastering PLSQL. So this is on PLSQL, which is again very important part of database course. Mastering machine learning, genetic algorithm for machine learning, association mining for machine learning. So these are 7 courses which are available at Udemy platform. You can explore. These are the books which I have authored along with machine learning book. I have authored a book, Data Mining and Data Warehousing with Cambridge University, DBMS, NoSQL in a Day, SQL, and PLSQL. The information about my research area books is available at my website. I strongly recommend to visit that page, pratikbhatia.com, and please keep in contact. I always love to talk with faculty member. It gives me opportunity to interact and understand what we are doing as a academician. So I always love to talk. If you have any invitation for me, just drop an email to me at pratik.bhatia@gmail.com. These are my WhatsApp number. You can currently I'm in US, so this number I'm using on WhatsApp, so you can send those invitations. These are my online courses, YouTube channels, and yeah, I would be happy to interact more with you in future too. And yeah, so thanks for giving me this opportunity, and I hope tomorrow's session would be on understanding it more deeply, that how we can bring this to practice and we can see real AI powered learning analytical system for that. So thank you from my side. If you have any questions before winding up,
Thank you
we
so
can
much,
discuss it.
Dr. Apna. As I feel always that you have some, magic wand hidden with you, and you always do magic with the participants. And I'm just remembering Gurdas Man's song, Jadoo Gariyan Karde Hain Sade Naal. So really, it was amazing session. The way you had made audience to be hooked on the screen, that was really very much, knowledge in a very simplified way. That was the beauty of that particular session. So we are highly obliged to you, and looking forward for tomorrow's session. Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
thank you, ma'am. Thank for giving me this opportunity. Without your opportunity, this cannot be possible. So please, thanks. And yeah, it's nice to interact with all of you, and congratulations to all the winners and participants. So tomorrow we will meet again at the same time. I would be ready with my notebooks
Can we
and
have
pen.
a pic first of all
Yeah,
participants with their cameras turned on?
definitely. Yeah. So
Okay,
just
okay. I would
requesting you to
stop
have
sharing.
a good click. Requesting everyone to be on webcam. Requesting Nitika to take it on a gallery view.
Sure, ma'am.
We feel always happy to see the beautiful faces smiling.
अरे यार इतने सारे थे तो इस पे क्यों नहीं आए सारे?
I think now the
Good.
people are very much